Hey everybody, I'm on a journey to hear every song I've recorded, and this is going to be a little bit different today. I just pulled up this file from my laptop. I've got Smash Mouth's Fushu Mang here with me. I got some Green Day and Eve 6 sitting over there on the floor. We're going to look at some bands that I've seen live. I am kind of OCD. I like to make lists of things, and I've got this list on my computer of I don't know that I've really kept up with it, but this is a pretty good list of bands I've seen live and in concert. And this has kind of done me well to keep track of some of these more obscure bands and some of these big name bands. I do have them alphabetized here. So let's just start with Yellow Card. I saw them on the Warped Tour 2003. It's pretty cool. I think it's the only time I've seen a violin or a fiddle be played. Not a huge fan of Yellow Card, but they did a really good show. Very, very energetic. Weezer, when me and my dad saw Weezer, we were very confused. Me and my dad showed up. There wasn't many people there, and Weezer played. We were like, that's weird. They played first. And then Panic at the Disco came out. We weren't super familiar with them at the time. This was 2016. And a monstrous wave of teenage girls just filled the entire outdoor stadium. And everybody was there for Panic at the Disco, and nobody was there for Weezer. So me and my dad were like right there at Rivers Cuomo and the gang. So that was good, but kind of just shows the way that the tides have changed, where Weezer, we felt like Weezer should have been the main event, and they were kind of an opening band. Very strange show, but it was good. Wednesday 13. I've seen Wednesday 13. I've met him in person, and then I've seen him in concert once or twice. Unfortunately, one of the times I was in really bad shape and don't remember his set. I'm very disappointed in myself. I got really trashed at a Wednesday 13 show. But I think another band on this list, I'm convinced, I think a famous person helped me out that night. I think she helped get me to my car or get me a ride. And we'll talk about that when we get to that band. Wednesday 13, pretty cool guy. Wayland. This is a band, I didn't even know they're considered a country duo. They sound like a rock band, and they're really great. They got a song called On My Knees, and they got another one about head, but like actual heads, and pretty darn good. It sounds like rock and roll to me, but they're a country duo. Wayland, they just got ranked in my system here on the channel. Volbeat, I've seen them live. They were really good. I'm trying to get into their catalog. I've heard most of it, but they've yet to be ranked in my system of bands. But they were really incredible live. I think most of these bands, I love live music. Volbeat was very entertaining. Not my favorite band in the world, but pretty darn good. Uncle Kracker. I like Uncle Kracker, and I was amazed. It was Rehab and Uncle Kracker, and I mean, it sounds stupid, but one of the best live shows I've ever seen. He did some really great covers. He got me into that Kenny Rogers song. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That was like the moment of the night. When he sang that, shit went down. You know what I'm saying? Holy crap. Uncle Kracker killing it. It's unbelievable. It's one of those things you think maybe that artist is kind of lame. And you go see the show, and it's just incredible. The musicianship, the singing, the covers. Wow. Let's see if anybody's even I don't care if anybody's watching. That's fine. Nobody's watching. Okay. Trauma Slave. These guys were some friends of mine, a local heavy metal band in South Carolina. Really, really great stuff. They really were one of the mainstays in the local scene here in South Carolina. Really great band. They were really carrying the scene around here at one point. Their music's a little bit hard to find now, but you can find some stuff if you dig deep enough. Tony Molina Band. I don't remember much about them, kind of a straight up rock band. Today the Moon, Tomorrow the Sun, kind of electronic rock and roll outfit. They've got a few releases. They've got a lot of singles and then a couple of bigger releases, and really interesting. Really like them. Highly suggest checking them out. Thermostat were another local metal band, and wow, these guys cussed on stage. It was their thing. I know a lot of bands use the F word, but nobody uses the F word as much as Thermostat. They had a big song called On My Own. A lot of songs about being in prison, being alone. It was really angry rock, and I loved it. The Who. I made my longest drive ever to see The Who in Louisville, Kentucky, and wow, it was worth it. It was worth the drive to see The Who. Those guys are still rocking today, 50, 60 years later. The Nixons were really friendly, really incredible to see. I think I saw the Nixons supporting Everclear pretty recently in town. Tal Wilkenfield, I don't quite have a lot to say about that one. Pretty good, but again, kind of I don't really remember the show too well. Suffer Content was another local heavy metal band. Styrofoam Turtles was a local alternative band that has since broken up, and I wish those guys the best of luck. I think they've moved on to other bands. Straight Line Stitch is a band that I've seen around these parts. Pretty darn good. Hard rock. State of Illusion, another hard rock favorite around here in town. Stained. I've seen Stained twice, and they do a darn good show. I'm really impressed with how Stained really, they don't do a traditional set list. Like 99% of concerts, everybody's playing the hits, the new hits, the hits, and then a hit. Stained really kind of just played, it seemed random. It seemed like they were playing random songs, and I like that. Just completely random set list. The Struts opening for Foo Fighters. Really energetic show. I'm not quite sold on the Struts yet, but they're pretty entertaining when they're on. Solarist, and Solaire. Those can get confused, but both really good rock bands. Socks and Ankles. That's a really good band name. So check those out. Smash Mouth. Wow. Smash Mouth really are one of the most positively charged rock shows you'll ever see. Really, really, truly. And they freaking have me on their Instagram page. I think, yeah, I'm on the Smash Mouth Instagram page. It's pretty wild. I love those guys. They got a new album coming out, and I'm really interested to see. I think it's going to be a combination of new sounds and humane Scarface. Slipknot. It's probably my biggest heavy metal show. Slave Driver. There's a lot of really great heavy metal bands. Signs of Iris. This is my kind of rock. Signs of Iris have changed their name to Hugger Mugger, something like that. Really, really great alternative rock band. Little bit more. Shotgun Disciple, Shoot the Blitz. Really, really great. Shinedown. I've seen them a few times. I have a guitar pick from them. Seven Dust, Seether, twice. Saint Pariah, Right to Fall. Those are some more heavy metal bands around this southern United States of America. This is my United States of whatever. Right to Fall. Rehab are oof. Gotta see them. I'm sitting at a bar with Rehab, waiting for my ride on the Rehab. Redefined, friends of mine, really great band. Red Seraph, Red Herring, Red, Robots Win, Question Our Captains. I'll talk about them like if they're like, I think there's only been, I've only seen 2 bad shows. Puddle of Mud, I've seen twice. They opened for Kid Rock, and they were great in like the early 2000s. And then I saw them in maybe 2011 or 12 or 2010s. And Wes Scantlin was like half dead on the stage, and they could barely get him to wake up. And his son was trying to play guitar, and nobody was singing. And I think the rest of the band pretty much quit right then and there. And they were like, "Oh, it was bad. It was bad singing. One of the worst shows ever. Puddle of Mud." Like I said, they were good in early 2000s, and then the 2010s. Woo, boy, stay away. Psycho Spoon, really good kind of classic rock metal band. Papa Roach, Panic at the Disco, like we talked about with Weezer, just kind of stealing Weezer's thunder. It was unbelievable. NoFX. I wasn't familiar with NoFX at the time, but they were at the Warped Tour, and there was a lot of crap talking about bands on the other stage. And yeah, Fat Mike was enjoyable. A lot of stage banter. Never Fall. I've seen them twice. Mr. Understood. I can't find this band by this name anymore. They were some of the best pop punk I've ever heard. Medicine Man, Mahananan Street Band, Living Through Chemistry. I can't find this band on Spotify. There's better Living Through Chemistry, but this is a different band. Kid Rock was really entertaining live. Junior Astronomers, JoJo Taterhead Revival. What a band name. Jeremy Ray. This guy's a local. He's pretty good. I think he's like out of Atlanta type area. Jelly Rocks, not Jelly Roll. JD Pincus, you might know him from Butthole Surfers. I got to talk to him. He was very, very friendly, very nice, very, very nice guy. 4 in the Strange Band. We've talked a lot about Coleman and his projects here. He is the son of Hank 3 and Shelton, and just a really great guy doing great things. Got me into looking into train hopping and all kinds of interesting stuff like that. Islander, I've seen Islander a bunch of times. Actually, I knew Mike Carvajal from Islander. I went to a career center with him, and I used to try to draw him pictures of POD because he's friends with them, related to Sonny even, but my drawing wasn't very good. So Islander, really great guys. I once upon a time, in high school, I knew Mike pretty well, Mike Carvajal, and I remember a lot of good memories with him. He was a good guy. He is a good guy, Mikey Carvajal. In Case of Emergency, another really great pop punk band. Again, can't find a whole lot about them on the internet anymore. Images, I've seen twice. Heart, wow, some classic rock finally making the list. Head Cell, oh, that was a good show. Coleman Williams and the Strange Banjo Tour. Coleman Williams, I need to change it to Coleman on here. Or what is it? I think it was just the Strange Banjo. I got to change that though, Coleman. Do not make that mistake. Coleman in his solo Strange Banjo Tour. Wow, this blew my mind. Seeing one guy on the banjo, Daniel Mason, and Coleman Williams singing over it, doing Misfits covers. Ooh, baby, when you cry, your face is momentary. You play cards against humanity. Grown Up Avenger stuff. Really great alternative band. Check them out. Green Day, the greatest live band on the planet. Gojira, Glass, 414, Foo Fighters. What a show. Flogging Molly, Flaco Torres, a rapper making the list. Filter, Fastball. Oh, love some Fastball. Faces Unturned. I've seen them at least 4 times. They were kind of a side project from Trauma Slave. They got a really great song called Road of Despair. Try to find that. Eyes Set to Kill. Eyes Set to Kill or Die So Fluid. I think it's Eyes Set to Kill. I think I was sitting next to one of the band members, and I think that they helped me when I was a little bit too intoxicated. I think somebody from Eyes Set to Kill helped me out. I think they kind of got me. They sat me down and got me like I think I'm a goofy, silly drunk, and I think they just saw it and they just like got me somewhere safe. Like, hey, sit down, chill out, and just maybe you've had enough. I think somebody from Eyes Set to Kill or Die So Fluid, maybe maybe it was two different nights. They got me somewhere safe. They're like, hey, maybe stop drinking, and they were very nice about it, and that was awesome. I mean, a rock band like not enabling, but like helping somebody. Like, hey, maybe can you, nicely, can you get away from the bar, please? Everyday Tourist, Everclear were really great, and got to see them in a real small bar. I felt it's like, why is Everclear playing this little hole in the wall place? But it was a really great show. It's good to see like a well known band, even if like their star power is not what it was in the 90s. Dirty Rock Star, DJ Spider, I think that was at a Blink-182 show. Divide the Fall, Die So Fluid. Den of Wolves is a really great band. I get them mixed up with Radkey for some reason. Degrees of Leverage, Death of Paris, or as we like to say here on YouTube, Unalive of Paris. Dark Harbinger, Craven Melon. Craven Melon? I'm sorry, I don't like to diss people, but I'll just say this, not my thing. I have never walked out of a concert. I've never left a concert early. But Craven Melon, I had to leave. I was not prepared for 45 minutes of jamming, like guitar jamming. I wanted to hear Sweet Tea or Come Undone. I was not prepared for 5,000 hours of I was craving some vocals from the Melons. Did not get the vocals from the Melons. Colossus. Can you guys let me know? There's like a whole bunch of bands called Colossus. And I don't remember, I can't figure out which one I saw. A lot of these are like this. I see these band names, I Google it, and there's 4, 5, 6 bands called whatever, like Harbinger or Colossus, or, a lot of them. So I saw a band called Colossus. They were great. Cold. Oh, one of the most emotional shows ever. Chevelle was good. Charles Bradley. Candlebox and Filter had some bad experiences in my town. There was a noise ordinance. They had to play like really low outside, and nobody could hear them, and they couldn't hear themselves in their earpieces, and they're like, "Screw you, Greenville! Ah! We're never playing here again. You guys don't like rock? Screw you!" I think Filter, I don't remember who was madder, Candlebox or Filter. I think Filter stopped playing. I think they just were like, cut, done. Or somebody cut their sound off. It was bad. Oh, that was rough. One local band, I don't even know if I got them on here on the list, but they were like pop rock, and they were playing it like a death metal show, and the venue cut their sound off. I was loving it, and all the gnarly metalheads were like, "Argh." I was like, man, be open-minded, man. What do we got? We got Broken Testimony. I know those guys. They're kind of friends with Breaking Benjamin, and really good show. Brigades, Boston. Yeah, the big band, Boston. Bluntsworth, Blue Avenue. That's another one. There's about 8,000 bands called Blue Avenue. You just got to find the one that clicks with your ears. Blood of Isis. Oh, Lord. Blink-182. That was a great show. I saw them during the Skiba era. Black River Rebels, one of the best. Um, I don't want to say local, but one of the best bands that are not maybe worldwide. Black River Rebels, really, really good. They do a Rebel Yell cover. They got In We Dive is their big hit. Really, really like that a lot. Big Eyes. Big Eyes was supporting Against Me, and that was a great show. Behemoth. Ooh, that was heavy. Bad Religion. Avenged Sevenfold. I saw them before they were popular, and I was like, who is this? I think they were they at a Warped Tour? Or they opened for somebody? I think they were at Warped Tour, and I was like, it was before they had all the big giant hits. Automatic Go. What a great alternative band. Andrew Mahakin and the Wilderness. I know I butchered the name. Wilderness is hard to say. Amnesis is kind of like they're a masked band, and their bass player, he comes out in the crowd and he'll be like playing bass at the bar. I think I was sitting at a bar and like his bass guitar was like in my face while I was like getting a drink, and it was awesome. It was awesome. He was playing. He would like play and get a drink while he was playing bass. Wild. That's always cool when like the guitarist are like running around the crowd doing stuff while they play. A lot of these bands do that. It's pretty cool. Almost Kings were great. All American Rejects were good. Alias for Now. Alex Vans and the Hideaway. Against Me, one of my favorite shows ever. A Day to Remember, and Three Doors Down. Those are the bands that I have listed for seeing live.